Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, welcome in session 3 of lecture 1. This course is Instructional Leadership and Program Evaluation. I am Dr. Ijaz Ahmad Tatla. Here in this part 2 of week 5 component, we have to discuss about motivation, participatory management and leadership. Let me share first what the motivation is. It's necessary to face the high level of challenges, to put out thoughts into action and pave the ways to a vision, a goal. It improves self-confidence, self-esteem, self-discipline, job satisfaction, work performance, employee health, vision, and purpose. Motivation is a level of confidence and enthusiasm towards the completion of a task one in time with full energy and full of inspiration. It harmonizes and match the subordinate needs with the organizational needs. Appreciation and rewards are key motivators. Being a role model is also a key motivator that influences people in reaching their goals, encouraging individuals to get involved in planning and important issues resolution procedure. Developing moral and team spirit certainly has a key impact on the well-being of an organization. A leader should step into the shoes of the subordinates and view things from subordinates' angle. A meaningful and challenging job accomplished inculcates a sense of achievement among employees. All these factors unanimously and jointly make the sense of motivation. It is very necessary. Without motivation, there might be some loopholes or some weaknesses in completion of a task. Motivation trigger up the supervisors and the work group to complete their task and actualize their best potential into practice. Participatory management. It is known as employees' involvement or participative decision making and encourages the involvement of stakeholders at all levels of an organization in the analysis of problem, development of strategies, and implementation of solutions. Basically, the idea of participatory management belongs with the collaborative role of manager or supervisor with his or her colleagues. He doesn't looks like a boss in this situation. He is there to lead them, he is there to support them, and he is working equally with them. This also gives the work group motivation as their manager is with them. Participative management is one of the facets of the different types of and the styles of management. It refers to the process of involving employees and employee representatives at all levels of the decision-making process. When from all walks of uh, 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 sort of organization and from all levels, people are involved in decision making. Such a decision is owned by all of them, and they work with more motivation, with zeal and zest, because they have accepted the ownership of that, and the completion and credit and balance, debit both, they feel that will be at their end. So with the fear of failure, they work with more strength, and to have some incentives and achievements, it plays positive role towards their involvement in the working process, because they were the component of decision making body. Participation. Participative management means involving workers in decision making process. Participative management is based on the concept that when the workers invest his time and it ties his fate to the workplace, he should be given an opportunity and participate in decision making process of the management. The employee should be given an opportunity to express his views, and due importance should be given to them by management while framing policies. It will give two types of fruits. Number one, there will be no name excuse with the employees, as they cannot claim that they were not the part of policy making. So they have no any burden of its failure and any happiness of its uh, target achievement. Moreover, because they are bottom line worker, they have to face the first hand problems and issues, so they can share the senior management in the when they are involved in the policy making, on the basis of which the senior management can make necessary uh, facilities and arrangements to deal with those hindrances highlighted by the employees. Participative management is not, it's not permissiveness. It holds people responsible. It is not weakness. It takes character to apply. It's not involvement in trivia. Only significant decisions should go through the process. It does not mean giving up authority. To delegate authority with matching amounts of responsibility and accountability. When there is some responsibility, accordingly, accountability also prevails there. It does not mean giving up all decision making. We delegate only the amount of decision making which is appropriate under the circumstances. It doesn't mean postponing action. It should occur quickly and avoid constant fixes. So these are the uh, pros and cons of all this. Almost all these are pros. Advantages. It increases the productivity. No doubt workers work with more efficiently. Job satisfaction. It improves quality and reduces the costs. Disadvantages of participatory management. Decision making slows down. Security issues. Might be some low level of employees or bottom line employees may leak some security, and due to their undue suggestions, it also can waste some sort of time. Working with groups and teams is the second component of today's uh, unit. What is a group? A set of two or more people who interact with each other to achieve certain goals or to meet certain needs is known as a group. Attributes. The attributes of groups are interdependence among the members. Members' goals are both shared and independent. So, on the basis of their independent goals and their shared goals, they are there to discuss the things, but two or more people form the group. Formal work group. A group established by management to help the organization achieve its goals. Informal group. A group that emerges naturally when individuals perceive the membership in a group will help them achieve their goals or meet their needs. Formal groups are established by the management, but informal groups are naturally made on the basis of the perceived membership or needs or activities. For example, the groups of the people in mosque. मस्जिद में लोग जाते हैं, सब नमाज पढ़ने जाते हैं, तो वो किसी ने खुद नहीं बनाए होते. वहाँ पे आप लोगों की कुछ फ़िक़्ह और कुछ सेक्स की बुनियाद पर, एज की बुनियाद पर, अपने अपने प्रोफेशन की बुनियाद पर, कुछ लाइकिंग डिसलाइकिंग की बुनियाद पर some sort of groups बन जाते हैं. Similarly, in your classroom, out of 50 people, there might be some different number of groups on the basis of different interests. So they are not formed from the teacher side or the organization side. These are the informal groups. But when it is said that ये 3 लोगों ने या 5 लोगों ने मिल के एक presentation करनी है, those are the formal groups because they are made by the management side. Types of formal groups, friendships and informal groups. Informal groups are the friendship and interest groups. Friendship consists of people who enjoy each other company and socialize with each other on and off the job. And the interest groups consist of the people who come together because they have common goal or objective related to their organizational membership. Different certain interests की बुनियाद पर जो उनके बन जाते हैं, these are the informal groups. Team consists of employees from diverse managerial and professional background working for a specific period of time on certain project. उसमें आप janitorial assistant से लेके top management तक, second line management, middle management and top management, सब लोग मिलके एक टीम बनते हैं. A work team is a collection of people whose individual efforts result in a level of performance which is greater than the sum of their individual contributions. So, एक certain individual efforts लोग करते हैं एक certain level of performance तक पहुंचने के लिए. Team generates energy by coordinating the efforts of the individual members. इसमें कॉमन एफर्ट और कॉमन गोल अचीवमेंट होती है. लोग मिल करके सिनर्जी जनरेट करते हैं ताकि फ्रॉम द इंडिविजुअल मेंबर ताकि कॉमन गोल कंप्लीट हो सके. Working with groups and teams have a common purpose and goal. It is meant for trust of each other, clarify their roles from the start, communicate openly and effectively, and it appreciates a diversity of ideas and balance the team focus. Differentiation between groups and teams. Work group, work team. Work group allocated specialized task, minimal training is required, whereas work team members have a number of skills appropriate for different job categories. In a work group, जो है ये इन्हें एक स्पेशलाइज टास्क एलोकेट किया जाता है और सर्टन लेवल की मिनिमल सी ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है, जबकि वर्किंग टीम में लोग पहले से स्किल्ड होते हैं और वो अप्रोप्रिएट उनके पास स्किल्स होती हैं जॉब कैटेगरी। In work group, members have same job description, whereas in work team, the members management is not concerned about who does the job. Work group do not get feedback related to their contribution, whereas in the work team, members identify the necessary tasks as well as the person, so they get feedback. No relationship between efforts and end results in the work group, but there is supervisor decides about the task, and in work team, supervisor acts as a facilitator and coach. That's all about working with the teams and groups. I think so. You have learned it with carefully, and now it's open for discussion. You may ask question through Meet Google. I am here to listen you and respond you. All of your questions and queries will be addressed. You are welcome.